Hi everybody, welcome to the Manifold channel. We're going to do another fast-paced video. This one's going to be about copy and paste. It's part 2 of the copy and paste series, focusing on how to copy and paste objects from one drawing into another, and to show how we match fields when fields are named differently. You can do this in Manifold Release 9 using the latest builds, or if you like, Manifold Viewer. Manifold Viewer is based on 9. It's completely free, so you can do all this at home without spending a penny. What we're looking at right here is a Manifold workspace. It's all kind of jammed up here because we're limited as to how big a video we can do. Normally we'd spread this out more on our Windows desktop to be more convenient, but here it is. I've opened up 4 windows. Here on the right is our destination map. It's got a drawing called My States Areas. Turn that on and off. And that's got the counties of Idaho, the state of Idaho in the United States, drawn in a map. And if we look here in the component portion of the contents pane, it tells us that the map is in pseudo-Mercator, which is the standard projection that's used by almost all web servers on the web. And the drawing itself is also in pseudo-Mercator. So the My States Areas drawing is in pseudo-Mercator. Here on the left we have a different map, and this shows some other counties. It's called Northwest Areas. It shows counties in Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Wyoming. And we can see that the map itself is in latitude and longitude. It has that particularly squished look that latitude and longitude has at these latitudes. And the drawing itself is also in latitude and longitude. Now down here is the table for those objects, and it shows all the attributes. And you can see how the attributes are named. The name of the state is called State. The name of the county is called County. And there's a geometry field here which gives the geometry for the areas that we see. There's another geometry field which gives geometries for borders. If we wanted to create a separate drawing such as this one, we could do that. And I've just clicked to put the focus on this one. This is the borders drawing using this geometry. And as you can see here, it uses the US 50 states, a GS 50 projection. So this is an example of how the same table can have 2 different geometry fields that have 2 different projections in that same table. Okay, be that as it may, we're going to copy objects from here and we're going to paste them into here. Now when we paste them, notice that here the My States table that goes with this drawing uses slightly different field names. Instead of using a field name called State, it uses a field name called State Name. Instead of using a field name called County, it uses a field name called County Name. And likewise for the geoms too, the geometry fields. Instead of calling this one geom, it calls it geom areas. Instead of this one called geom border, it calls it geom lines. So let's see what happens when we copy and paste. What I'll do is I'll click on here to move the focus there. I'll do a control drag to do a marquee box, and I kind of overshot here, so I'm going to shift control click on those to not select them. I've selected here all the counties in the states of Washington and Oregon. And now up here I'm going to do edit copy, or I could do a control C. Then I'm going to click here to make this map the active window, which means that drawing there, the My States Areas, is the active drawing. And I'm going to do a control V. I could also do an edit paste or whatever, but here I'll just do a control V. What happens is we get this dialog popping up, because Manifold knows that the fields don't quite exactly match. So if the field names matched, it would just paste the stuff for us, knowing that which fields should match up to which fields. But since the field names are different and the types are different, let's take a look at what we need to do here. Manifold is guessing that the geom field is going to go into the geom areas. If we wanted to, we could double-click this to choose a different geom field, like geom border, but we're going to leave it as geom. What are we going to do for state name? Double-click here, and we're going to choose state, which is what the field is called down here. We want what's in the state field to go into the state name in the destination drawing. And here we're going to take what's in the county field, and we're going to put that into the county name in the destination drawing. We're not going to bother copying over the geom lines field. We're just going to do these 3 fields. The Manifold and MFDID key field will be filled in for us automatically by Manifold. So we decide that's what we'd like to do. We check it one last time. We click OK. And like magic, we see the 2 states that we copied appear here. Note, by the way, that as we review the table, the Idaho table was already populated with lines. But here, when we pasted these objects for Washington and Oregon, those counties, the geom lines geometry did not get populated. That's just simply left as a null field. because we didn't paste those. We didn't say that field should be pasted, so that's just left null. Let's grab these guys here, and first let's shift deselect those, and now let's Control Shift and drag to select these, and Control C to copy. Go over here, Control V to paste. Once again, I'm going to paste. I'm going to choose county and state for those copies, and let's say for this one, let's do the lines as well. We'll map geom border, the geometry, into the geom lines field. Click OK, and it's done. And here we can see that for the states of Montana and Wyoming, we did indeed copy the geom line field as well as the others. So there you go. That's a quick and simple procedure. As you can see, Manifold tries to guess automatically what field should go with what, but if the fields are not named as you like, it will ask you how do you want the fields assigned, and to which field name do you want them to go. You can copy all of them, or if you just double click them to not copy them, you don't need to copy any of them. What we also saw is that the geometry from these objects, which are were in latitude and longitude, that's the areas, when they were copied into the map, were automatically copied into reprojected on the fly into pseudo Mercator. And what's also interesting is in that second example where we copied the lines geometry from Montana and Wyoming, those lines which were in the GS States 50 field are now copied over into these the pseudo Mercator that these guys here use. So that's it. That's a quick example of copy and paste. You can copy and paste all day long. You can copy from a table to a table, from a drawing to a drawing, from a table to a drawing, from a drawing to a table, and any of these combinations will work just fine. And Manifold will automatically reproject on the fly any objects that you copy. It will automatically try to match up whatever fields it can, and when the field names are different and it cannot match those up, well, you can tell it how you want those field names to be matched up. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember, you can try this out in Manifold Viewer as well as in Manifold Release 9. And I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you around soon for the very next video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from Manifold Release 9 land. Well, that was fun. If you want to see more, visit us at www.manifold.net. As always, Manifold delivers the world's most advanced, highest quality spatial products for GIS and DBMS at a low price that you can afford. Once again, that's manifold.net. See you soon.